if you're buying something, and especially if you're buying it used, or if you're buying something that you think you're going to use a lot, you have to really assess, are you going to be able to use it, or is it just going to be something that you're thinking on an impulse and you're just buying because it's the most new thing? Now, what I'm about to say doesn't just apply to photography and videography, but I am going to relate it to that because my channel is based around that. What is the cost of investing in yourself? Now, that's a very broad question, so let me elaborate a little bit more. If you're buying stuff, especially let's say for, again, photography and videography, you're gonna be buying a lot of gear to make your camera and your content the best it can be. But you've probably seen all these pictures or all these people on YouTube or talking about GAS, which is Gear Acquisition Syndrome. I think that's what it is. I'll put the actual acronym on screen right now. The point is, a lot of us, especially in the creative industry, end up buying a lot of things we don't need. So some things to consider are you going to buy it to use, like to actually use? So for example, a camera, are you going to use it? If you're going to use it casually and just to go walk around, take pictures, maybe you don't want to buy the most expensive camera unless you really don't plan to upgrade it for like 10 years or something. If you're someone who is going to use it for events, then you might want to consider buying a better camera, because by the time that gets obsolete or something new comes out, you're probably going to have gotten all the use out of it. You're actually probably going to have had made money off of it by then, and you've already paid it off technically. So that's one thing to really consider. Now, to go along with that last point, think about what you're actually buying. Is it a collectible? Is it something that is going to sit there, or am I actually going to be able to use it if I ever want to? And I know this kind of sounds like the previous point, but hear me out. So for example, if you see my channel, or if you even somehow see over here all the shoes I have that I collected, yes, I've collected shoes and they just sit around for the most part. And that is kind of like an expensive thing where they just sit around. But if I ever want to use them, I can use them. They are usable and they can be used as shoes. So the thing with that is, are you gonna always have it laying around? That is gonna be more expensive because it's something you're not gonna use. You're not gonna get the use out of it, and therefore it's not making you any money. Technically speaking, the shoe collection I have, you can use to make money because I'm making videos on it. I'm getting views, I'm getting people looking at it, and maybe potentially affiliate links and stuff, etc. That's something that'll make me money. So in a way, the use case is much better. I don't know if that made any sense, but like, my point is, you're trying to actually create use out of it regardless. The same can be said for like things like this, like a toy. If I'm using a toy to make stop motion, or if I'm using it to, maybe my kid is playing with it. I don't have kids yet, but you know what I mean. Let's say I have a kid and the kid's playing with it, and there's some sponsorship deal. That toy is now something that has a use case, and it is something that you have invested in, but again, you've already made money off of it. Now, I know it sounds like I'm trying to say money is everything in this, but realistically, you have to consider like what's the best use of it. And thing you also have to remember is you are trying to use your money the best way possible. So if you're using something and you're getting the use out of it, you're making money off it, then that's something that is worthwhile buying. If you're not making any money off of it, within reason obviously, then it doesn't make sense to use or to buy. I'm mostly talking about the creative industry, especially like photography and videography, but again, you can apply this to anything. Just use the same kind of logic with what I'm saying. It's just something to consider because you really want to see what's the cost of investing in yourself, and if it's worth it, then buy it. If it's not worth it, then don't buy it because your use case is not that great. The biggest thing is the use case and how you're actually going to be able to use it, how it can make your life easier, and how it can also make your life just better in general. I'll actually tell you one more example I just thought of. Think about if you're using online cloud storage, or you're using online, services. These things are sometimes free and you can use them. If they make it look unprofessional, or it just doesn't do the same thing it could when you're paying the subscription fee, buy the subscription fee. That subscription fee will make your life a lot easier. It'll give you a lot less headache. And honestly speaking, it'll probably lead to more income down the road, because usually with these subscription things, when you have the free version, it's limited to very little. And when you have even just a basic tier where you're paying for it, you get a lot more out of it. So you are gonna benefit down the road. If you're paying like $100, $200 per month for a bunch of softwares, but that software makes you a lot of money, or it helps you do a lot more and accomplish a lot more in a short amount of time, your use case is really good there. That's something that's worth investing in, regardless if it's a little bit more expensive than usual. Because I've mentioned before, time is money. And if you're wasting the time that you have on this earth and you're not using it to the best of your ability, and you're not doing the most out of you can in the 24 hours that we all have, so just cutting down the time that you are not able to do things, or being able to do things a lot quicker, will be so good, and your use case will be amazing for it. But I hope this illustrates the idea of use case and the cost of investing in yourself. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, got some value out of it. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe down below so you can see more of these videos. And if you want to follow me on TikTok or Instagram or any other social media, you're right over here, always there. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.